Welcome to Go Home Heat, a wrestling podcast. We are going to be talking about pro wrestling, Impact Wrestling, AEW Wrestling, and maybe a little bit of discussion on what we're heading into in New Japan as well. Now, Impact is coming off the heels of what I considered a very successful
pay-per-view,
Slammiversary pay-per-view. Dave Meltzer would not agree with me. It would not be the first time that we saw.
We did not see eye to eye.
Yes, we watched two entirely different wrestling shows. I think because I think he gave Willie Mack and Chris Bay 2-star, 2.5, 2.7, something like that.
Which is, I mean, it's low. It was.
He didn't give Purrazzo and Jordani very, very high ratings either. Other than that, I didn't really have he hated the gauntlet match. I don't think he even gave it a star. But that's the wrestling world that we live in right now.
People have a variety of opinions, both valid and non-valid, great like ours and stupid like others.
And sometimes,
we're just so much better than everyone else.
Sometimes Meltzer and his Hall of Fame credentials do manage to get up to our level.
Only when we agree with him.
In the Tokyo Dome or in Jacksonville, he can achieve our greatness.
You know what's funny about the Tokyo Dome comment? About 7 stars in the Tokyo Dome? That match wasn't even in the Tokyo Dome.
That's why I say it. Right?
Yeah.
Because that's the 4th time I've even been corrected on air. That it wasn't in the Tokyo Dome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's there's this other podcast. I know this guy, and he says, System of the Down sucks.
Yes.
Every week.
Yes.
And it's crazy because they don't, but say it every time with conviction.
Yes.
Keep rocking that.
It's the truth.
Yes.
Make it your truth.
Make it your truth. Okay. EC3 does a great little intro to his new character. Control your own narrative. Don't allow them to make you conform. You liked it?
It was pretty good.
So yeah, I've
a good talker.
I've never heard anybody coming out of WWE say that.
No, never.
Original.
Never.
Although I will say I am more interested to see where he goes. He has given himself a Mox style platform to leap off of. I have my doubts on him being able to achieve what Mox has achieved. But if he doesn't, it will not be Vince McMahon's fault.
No,
it will not be Scott Gamore's fault.
Yeah,
it will be his fault because he is in a spot to shine, and he has an entire fan base that wants him to, and he has the look. He has the. I don't know why I don't think he will, but for some reason I have my doubts, but I don't know why. I think because with EC3, if you go back past his career in WWE to his run, I liked him as Dixie's nephew or whatever, but there was always something missing a little bit there, and I don't know what it was, and it usually was after you ring the bell.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
I mean,
he's not great.
Yeah, he's competent and good.
Right. But let's see, because I would love to see him take the world by storm. Okay, Willie Mack versus Chris Bay. This was pretty good.
Pretty good little match.
Right, but the story here was that Chris is going to get to keep this title and keep running with it.
Perfectly fine with me.
Absolutely. Okay, let's move on. The Good Brothers come out, and they are ready to celebrate, but are interrupted by Madman Fulton and Austin Aries.
Not Austin Aries.
Austin Aries.
No, Austin Aries was not at this pay-per-view.
He was canceled.
Not at this episode.
Long ago. Austin Ace
that guy
was actually there in place.
Ace Austin, however, seems to be pretty good.
Yes.
So,
Mm-hmm. Okay. He gets to attack. You got to attack the top guys if you want to be a big deal around here, so I get why you came after us. He slaps the beers out of their hand, and a fight ensues. The Good Brothers hold the ring. Again, the Good Brothers are in a spot to have their own podcast, YouTube channel. They can have their own product brand,
right?
Whatever they want to do, they can do it. They have got a blank sheet and a world rooting for them to be great. So I'm excited for them, and I hope they do well here. Speaking of a guy who has a chance to paint. Heath Slater sneaks backstage. He does not get to sneak backstage because he is not on the list to come in. He calls Rhino, who is arguing with Hernandez, and they're going to fight.
What on earth is going on with Hernandez and his facial hair? I was so confused. I was like, wait,
is that
a bit?
It's got to be. I mean,
is he?
That's Hernandez.
It's Hernandez, but he's like combing his like handlebar mustache. I'm like, what?
Yes, it appeared fairly quickly as well.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like handlebars don't come out like that.
No,
but his is right there. Although, in his defense, did he have a match at Slammiversary?
No.
Okay, well they tape. So it could have been a month.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's what got me was the last time I saw him, he didn't have it.
Yeah, he was clean shaven.
Right.
And now all of a sudden...
So what, did they glue that on backstage?
Like a week later.
Is he the evil Dr. Spock? What just happened?
Is he Hulk Hogan? Like...
Well, I say evil Dr. Spock. In EC3 growing the goatees,
yes.
Whenever somebody like had some form of a evil personality on Star Trek, they grew facial hair to show the difference between them, which was, I thought, wonderful. Okay, so Chris Bay has two ladies, and he's showing off to them and they're going to drink champagne together, but Raju comes in and interrupts, and he's got his back, and Chris Bay is excited to have somebody who's got his back, even if it is the last straw.
The low man on the totem pole.
Right. Again, that's fine.
Again, it's been a through line for like 5 episodes now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right. Havoc and Nevaeh. I almost said it right without your help that time. Versus Tasha Steelz, Kiera Hogan. We get a match. We get a chair shot. So the Steelz and Hogan win by DQ. Havoc doesn't let go, even though she's been hit with a chair.
Oh, no, they lose by DQ.
Yeah. What did I just say?
Win by DQ.
Yes.
No, they
even though they hit Havoc with a chair and she didn't let go, they still lost by DQ. Yes. Okay. I'm sorry. I got convoluted on that. It was good. It was fine. I do think that we need to keep Havoc as a monster.
Yeah, I would prefer that.
And so I think it's fine that what happened here. I want a little more out of what I'm getting in this rivalry right now, but I think we're going to get there, so that's okay.
It's kind of spinning its wheels, honestly.
Right. We get the throwback match with Eddie Edwards versus Bobby Lashley, and Eddie Edwards' first TNA World Title win. Exciting because Eddie Edwards is currently our TNA World Title champion.
Yes.
Sammy tries to chew out Shamrock, and Shamrock lets him know that he evaluates himself much tougher than Callahan could evaluate him.
I like that as like an inversion of the usual trope of just going and be like, this is your fault. No, this is your fault. He's like, no, this is your fault. And it's like, well, you're right.
Right.
And it's like, oh, okay.
He saw the footage of him falling over the top rope.
He saw the footage of him just kind of looking around.
Right. He knew he didn't know he was there.
Yeah, he had no idea.
He knew his dimension had kicked in. He's not going to let that happen again. He can't remember that match. He'll be ready. But I don't know what they're going to do here, but I don't... Again, like you said, it's a totally different route than you always get from these things, so that's fine. Okay. RVD and Katie Forbes are back, and she's not wearing clothes anymore. That's it. We have
promo over.
Right. And then we get to smooching, because that's what we're going to do. If RVD and Katie Forbes are on TV, we're going to smooch, and she's got a free 99 website.
Yeah.
That you can go look, I guess, at even less scantily clothed Katie Forbes than you're getting anyway.
I mean...
Yes, that's what you mean.
I'm already kind of getting that on Impact.
You're getting a lot.
She's on, so.
Yes. Now, it is interesting, I guess, in an ironic kind of way when you think of what's happened to Joey.
Yeah.
And that leads to her being unclothed on TV. But I'll digress from that.
again, that gimmick was just not.
It wasn't going to work.
It was not going to work for me.
Did I ever say that you were here, Jared?
No, I'm here.
I don't know if I even said I was
talking,
here.
So
yes.
No.
Jared's here. K.
Yes.
Pierce. Ray's here as well, although he's not incredibly dialed into this right now.
I'm here.
Yes, he is here.
Believe it or
Rhino
not, you're here, Ray.
versus Hernandez.
This was about a 10-second match.
Spear, Gore, 1, 2, 3, takes the money and leaves. I liked it.
I like the little story they're telling just because, I don't know. Sometimes you just like watching beefy dudes punch
Fight.
each other for money.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, Ron Simmons and
Yeah.
Bradshaw did it for a long time on Monday nights. Paige and Alexander do a promo in which they emphasize how great their title reign has been, which it has been, and the Motor City Mayhem will not start tonight. Oh.
Interesting that they say that.
Right. Deonna Purrazzo gets an interview interrupted by Kylie Ray, and Purrazzo winds up. Kylie extends the arm in friendship, and Purrazzo extends the arm into an armbar until Kylie escapes. Kylie is really going to have to get better at these backstage segments, not in the acting part, in the getting duped
Yes.
part, because she is a little aloof to what is really going on backstage at a wrestling promotion. But,
It's true.
But that's her role, by golly gee whiz.
I mean, it's like, don't ever just like bring security to the parking lot because you'll get jumped in some places. You know,
Yes.
Full Sail is not safe.
She needs to roll with some more of her Mr. Rogers crew.
Yes.
Keep her safe.
Yes.
They need to find some...
Keep Susie around, dude. No one's going to attack you.
Right, because they never know when the other side's coming, right? Eddie Edwards is our champion, and he gives the promo of, it's your standard, my first day with this belt, I'm going to fight all comers. But he does, I want to say we're going to get, first of all, he mentions that one problem this company has had is no stability at the top. And that he wants to be that stability. In order to achieve that stability, I guess he's going to do an open challenge, which would be the opposite of a good way to be, right?
I suppose you could say that being stable by establishing yourself as like the top guy. I mean, I get it, but it's just like you're taking the dangerous route to get there. You should be taking the moose route to get there.
Right. We get to that. Okay, and then EY jumps out and interrupts him, and EY's big mad, and Eddie's big mad, and Eddie...
They're going to fight. That's what wrestling's about.
Yes. So they do get into it, and then we wind up with a moose promo, which, like you said, is the opposite of Eddie.
Yes.
Because he's going to be a fighting champion as well, but he will be appointing his own challengers, which I thought was fantastic. Invitation only is the way you fight me. I have my own committee of one, and I will decide who my challengers are.
And he faces Falaba.
Yes. Which, dude, he picked a heavy load to carry. Falaba's a big boy. Eddie issues open challenge, which we've already discussed. Trey walks up on him and says, "Were you serious about that?" Trey almost looked heelish.
A little bit.
He looked mad.
I think that's supposed to be the fire in his heart.
Is that fire in his heart? Okay, because I don't want him to be a heel.
No. I don't think that'll translate. The fire in the heart doesn't always translate to fingers in the eye. You know what I mean?
Right. With him, fire in the heart could just mean how he lights his doobies.
Yes.
Yes. So then Moose winds up because we're getting Trey versus Eddie next week. Now Moose is going to fight Falaba in the ring, and it's a fairly standard squash, which is a setup for EC3 dropping Moose with the Scorpion Death Drop.
Yes, the Sting reference, man. He is ranking himself high already.
Right.
If
you want to be the conscience of pro wrestling, there's one way to go, and it's a trench coat with a baseball bat and face paint. Yes.
No friends.
No
Dumb
friends.
as a rock. Get betrayed constantly.
Yes. How do you get betrayed when you don't have friends?
Dude, he found a way.
Yes.
This Stinger is mysterious.
Original booking. I don't necessarily even like Lex, but he still betrayed me again. I don't get it. Okay.
I paired up with this obvious heel who's using me, and he betrayed me. How could this have happened?
What? How?
The Stinger, baby.
What? Wait. Are you saying that Ric Flair betrayed me?
Believe it or not.
I joined the Horsemen. So I was actually a frog carrying 3 scorpions across the river. Cannot believe I got stung.
How could this have happened?
So weird. Ace and Madman Fulton are driving away in reference to the parking lot you made earlier. This is a dangerous parking lot. The Good Brothers thought there was only going to be one group of people to fight, the ones driving away. As they approached the car, what do you know? Reno Scum in the parking lot. And if you're in a parking lot and Reno Scum works there, you can assume things might jump off.
He has scum in his name.
Absolutely. Dude, you're going to get shook down.
You know that
weekly.
You know that evil is my middle name? He literally has scum as his last name. Like, that's like, what?
I don't
what do
think
you
that's
expect?
their last name.
Scum?
Scum is the team name.
Reno Scum is the team name, but why is he called Reno Scum then?
It's 2 people. It's Luster the Legend, which is the best name in all of pro wrestling.
Luster the Legend.
And I almost said Alex Gornicelli. I believe that's a chef on Food Network.
Ray calls him Reno Scum.
Luster the Legend and Reno Scum.
Very nice. But they're a pretty good tag team.
Alex Hawthorne? No,
yeah.
that's an author, I think. Shane Thornstone or something like that.
That might be
That's
it.
real close.
Yes.
He's good. I don't
They're-
mean to
yeah.
put
Yeah, right. They're really good.
They're good though.
Yeah, absolutely. And they jumped him in the parking lot as Ace drives away. Rosemary and Bravo are in a loft, and this may be the segment of the whole show as
Evidently, it's going to be like multiple segments.
they discuss cooking in an awkward as all get out kind of way, as Johnny
Very.
wants to be sure that Rosemary can cook with virgin olive oil. As she's about to bite an apple, people begin to appear. First, it is natural appearance of Taya walking down the stairs and interrupting said loft weekend.
This is her loft, or she's paying for it.
Correct. How do you think I got this loft, Rosemary? Of course I had to invite. Taya did not know Rosemary was going to be there. And if we're going to have a party, let's have a party. Snaps her fingers. Kylie Ray shows up. Then the Deaners show up. Triple X, Alyssa, Crazy Steve. And you can't have a party without Johnny Swinger.
The Swing Man.
He shows up. Susie shows up. Who Johnny Swinger introduces himself to Susie. She says, "Hi, I'm Susie." And he says, "Hi, I'm Ricky Martel."
The Swing Man finds a way to make it entertaining with like 5 seconds of screen
The
time.
best, too, is if you're old enough, you can remember that Rick Martel was the model. He was. Like, there's like a SummerSlam where Rick Martel is wrestling. Man, I hope my memory is right. People will make fun of me if I'm not, but I think it's him and Sean, and it is like the most over the top. I love myself because he's got like perfume that he sprays into the air and walks through, which, by the way, they say that's better than spraying it on yourself.
I hear that.
If you spray it in the air and walk through it, it doesn't become an overwhelming scent like it can.
It's kind of evenly distributed.
Yes, correct. So that's actually the same way, say, a virus works.
Yes. That's why when someone's coughing,
It's a visual.
Someone can't cough on you. They have to cough in the air, and you walk through it.
Yes, yes. If you would ever, if you want, somebody ever says, "I don't understand how viruses work. I don't know how you get the flu or whatever." Take your perfume, spray it in the air, walk through it. Need I say more?
No.
There you go. All right. And so we're going to have this is the weirdest house I've ever been in. Crazy Steve sits down in front of a camera, which lets us know that we are getting some form of reality TV show on these episodes going forward. And I am more than all for reality TV on this show.
Please. These segments are going to be fantastic.
And you can actually set up rivalries. Like, I'm sure we're going to get a Rosemary Taya out of this, and you can set up multiple. Susie may go crazy and kill everybody.
Yes.
What kind of season-ending cliffhanger would that be if Rosemary convinces Susie to be undead again and they kill the whole house?
Yes.
suspense till the next.
Including the swingman?
Yes.
If I get an undead swingman arc,
yes.
he comes back and he's like, whoa, daddy. He's undead, he's just like wearing eye makeup.
Right.
You know, that's like the only change.
Right. Oh my God, so good. Okay. Then we get a main event, and it's amazing. Motor City Machine Guns. They battle the North. The North is fantastic. They've been champions. Great match. Saban can still do it. They got him whooped though here at the end, and then they did totally have Saban whipped, and he managed to take their finisher and turn it into an inside cradle style roll up for the 1-2-3 pin. And so we have new tag team champions. I was stunned that we have new tag team champs.
I was kind of surprised. Not that I'm particularly upset, because Motor City Machine Guns are
Awesome. Right. And it's interesting, too. Now, to me, they kind of really had this pay-per-view with a buzz. They crowned a new world champ, which they had to because Tessa wasn't there anymore. They have a new women's champ. They have now they have new tag champs. So the top of the board is totally changed all of a sudden in the company, and it's very interesting because I assume we're not done with Grace being on top.
No.
I also don't think, unless the North is leaving, and I don't know where the North even goes, because I don't think they would go to a WWE because that's not their style of what. It wouldn't make sense.
No.
You know?
No.
And to go to AEW, I mean, I saw a thing, and we're okay, so I enjoyed the show. You did.
Yes, 100%.
So we'll kind of segue into AEW right here. To join AEW, you have a newly signed hot tag team that you can assume will be at the top of the picture. You have a tag team that's the owners.
Yeah.
That are going to stay up there. You have Hangman and Page, which are probably going to break up fairly soon, but you don't know when. You have the Lucha Brothers. The Butcher and the Blade have had really good performances lately. And you have probably 10 other tag teams that are really good that aren't even getting main TV time. They're on Dark, which I don't. At this point, I've decided that Dark, they don't think Dark is a bad thing to be on it all the time.
I don't think
they
so.
can't, because the shows, the AEW TV shows during the week they're not rushing people onto them that aren't normally on them. Like, it's the same cast of characters every week, which is fine, and it's doing well for them, for people watching it. But they have to be looking at Dark as a viable thing, or else they would be trying to move other people into the show.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, but my point is, the North ain't going over there to wrestle on the internet.
No.
You know, they're already, they
No, they have carved out a perfect niche for themselves.
Right.
Niche.
Right, and it feels like you said many times, it feels like Scott Gilmore, the Impact world, has managed to create a work environment on the heels of multiple reigns feeling like they weren't well received. This one feels like everybody wants it to be more than it is right now.
Yeah.
And it feels like they want to stay, they want to work. Okay. Now, speaking of which, guys coming into a promotion, Eddie Kingston comes out on AEW, and he runs that mouth, boy. And he is great at it. And he kind of implies that Tony Khan might not love Cody as much as Cody thinks he loves him. He says that, Tony Khan said we could have a no DQ fight if you'd accept it. And then he calls him an egg-sucking dog which he sounded so tough. And then it was egg-sucking dog. Did you notice the Arn? Did you notice the Arn? If you keep talking, I'm going to gouge your eye out.
Oh, he says something like, I swear on my mother's beautiful eyes, I'll gouge your eye out if you keep talking.
Did that strike you weird on the heels of what happened at Extreme Rules? Did it? Or was that just me?
I think that was just you.
I think because
there has been a lot of eye-related violence in
I've never heard him say that, and I've heard him do a lot of promos. I've never heard him go for that statement, and I don't know. I'm not saying he was even making fun of it. I don't know if he knows the two people in that other match and was just kind of throwing that out there as a wink and a nod. You know what I mean? Something, but it was interesting to me for whatever reason.
Great promo, though.
It was
Dude,
great.
Eddie Kingston, that dude I've just, even in like the limited time I've been familiar with him, he has put out some of the best promos.
Absolutely.
The one on NWA where he talks about homicide. Dude.
He's the best. He is the best. I mean, he's worker-wise, he's still very good at that.
Oh, absolutely.
And somebody now, okay,
this match was awesome.
let's just go to it. We get to a match, and they beat each other up bad. Eddie winds up selling a hurt knee that he injures earlier in the match. He says somewhere in there that you're going to have to kill me to beat me. Cody gets powerbombed onto Tax.
Not a bump I was expecting him to take, in all honesty.
No, not at all. Then he gets mad once the Tax are in there. He goes figure 4 leg lock. Eddie winds up tapping, so he didn't actually have to die to lose.
No, that may have been an exaggeration.
Right, which I understand. But now that all that being said, it was a good match, and I saw a guy on the internet. I wish I would have written down his name that said Eddie Kingston is dangerous in a way they want Jimmy Havoc to be dangerous.
No, I 100% agree with that.
Because in a way, Jimmy Havoc feels
gimmicky.
Right. And Kingston feels
that's just his life.
Very
legitimate. I 100% believe that he would just pull out a bag of thumbtacks from underneath the ring.
Yes.
He came prepared.
Now, I did like what was going on with, I don't know the whole realm of what's going on with Jimmy, but I did like what was going on with him and with Kip Sabian. Say that right? Okay. Okay.
No, wait. Chris Sabin, Kip Sabian.
I think I said
You're
that
right.
Right. Okay, but I liked what was going on there before he left, and I don't know. He's maybe...
Yeah, I don't know what that situation is going to end up being like.
Doing some kind of rehab or I don't know, whatever. Anyway, Excalibur, Tony Schiavone, and JR are our commentators. Mox cuts a very good little promo, which he tends to do. Taz saved the guy 6 months rehab and got him some good pills, according to Moxley. But or saved him from having good pills. And then we have the MJF versus Griff Garrison match. What did you think about this?
I thought it was a good little match. I liked Griff Garrison for the brief little moment I saw him. I like the idea of a squash match being more than just, I'm beating this guy up. Especially with MJF, forcing him to say, I'm undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. That dude does straight up look like Jungle Man. He looks like Jungle Boy's older brother.
Okay.
He really does.
Right. Now, we have a Britt Baker section with Tony and Reba. She's the Michael Jordan, don't count her out.
Oh my god. There was Reba says just something that was hilarious. She said something to Michael Jordan. She's like, oh yeah, I've seen Space Jam 19 times and he beat the Monstars every time.
Yeah. Well,
which was just amazing.
The funny part here was she references these great comebacks and then she says Michael Jordan and the Wizards, which wasn't a great comeback.
Yeah.
Right, and so that was the funny part of it all.
It was a good little segment.
Right. Now, we got to Taz promo.
A lot of New York representing on this card. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. He claims Cage almost fired him. Cage is the FTW champ because he'd never quit.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Darby Allin winds up coming out and gets jumped by Ricky Starks.
He smoked him, Jesus.
Again.
See the way his head ricocheted off the ropes?
Mox shows with a barbed wire bat.
I do have written down in my notes, Ricky with the drip. Because he was dressing quite nicely.
He had shoes on that looked like slippers.
They were like crocodile slides.
Crocodile bedazzle slides.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
It was a lot, dude. I love Ricky Starks.
Ricky's a dresser. And the other two are not.
Not quite.
Well, I don't know. Is Cage ever not in uniform?
Cage should never have a shirt on is part of the issue.
Yes. Yeah, he's built too well for that. Now, you like this whole thing here?
Yeah, it was a good little segment.
Yeah, I'm kind of over Taz just altogether.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's just driving me crazy. But I do like Darby, and I do like that Darby and Cage should be getting into something because I feel like that could be
wait to
fun. Right.
see Darby get tossed around like a ragdoll.
Mox with a barbed wire bat as we get our second Sting reference
Yes.
of the day, even though Sting didn't use a barbed wire bat, but still. Can't get away
a
from
bat and appearing out of nowhere.
Yes.
Very Sting.
Stingish. Women's commercial, and then we find out that there will be a women's tag team tourney. 8 teams, the deadly draw. I don't know what exactly the deadly draw means, but we do know one tag team that will be here.
Yes.
We do know.
We do.
Cody.
Tell him.
Oh,
Cody?
Brandy Rhodes.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Brody
Brandy
Rhodes and Allie will be in the women's tag. We have created a division
around
real wrestling at its finest. Awesome. Go. All right, so we wind up with the Bucks next as they're going to find the Butcher and the Blade in a kitchen, and they're going to start a match. And we are going to fight all over the building, through the kitchen. Raw meat is thrown.
Raw, I think I wrote down in my notes, meaty chops. Get it? I do like the fact that they are actually like a butcher.
Yes.
Like butchers or whatever you want. Like,
it's not a gimmick.
I just like the consistency. Like, it's not just an aesthetic. It
Right.
is, but it's also, that's something that they do. And I love the, like, all-white outfits that they wear.
Right.
This match was fun as hell.
It was a lot.
Awesome.
Yeah. They did good. They did a lot in a good way.
I love the fact that the Butcher just was, like, wearing the apron. I don't know if he was wearing a shirt beforehand or if he just, like, put the apron down, took the shirt off, put the apron back up, but it was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought it was well done.
I thought it was fun. I liked the super kick onto the escalators. It was. I don't know. For me, it was a good mix of just like cool spots, kind of funny moments with them, chucking meat at each other.
Yeah,
and then the escalator spot.
Yeah, absolutely. Escalator spots are needed, and then you wind up having the double dives onto the tables in the 1, 2, 3, and we get the Bucks going over. And I thought this was well done.
I enjoyed it,
and it leads us to Lance. Another well done segment. Lance and Jake are getting interviewed backstage, and Jake gets to do somewhat of a promo as Lance Archer destroys whatever is in his way, whether it be inanimate objects or random wrestlers in a dressing room, one of which he threw into the roof.
Oh my god, this had some great visuals of him just like chucking the dude into like the ceiling tiles and then throwing him against the garbage can, picking him up by like just his belt.
Right.
Picking him up and then dunking him headfirst into a trash can. It was incredible.
Right.
That's all I want.
Right. That's better than a match for him lately, which is too bad. But he'll get into some more stuff. Obviously, you worry sometimes when somebody hasn't been on your TV if they forgot about him or whatever. But they're keeping him hot backstage for some reason, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so we'll get him more. Ivelisse versus Diamante for a shot at Sheeta, and I was excited when I saw this was going to be on the card, and I was excited when it was over because I felt like this was a good women's match. And I want to see more and more. I want to see different people wrestling, and I got both right here, and they gave me a good performance, and I hope we can venture off of that. Diamante goes over, which I was surprised at.
Yeah,
but
it was a real quick roll up. Not roll up, but like I don't want to say a schoolboy.
Yes.
I don't think that's what exactly it was, but yeah.
It was good, yeah. And so we're going to wind up getting Diamante versus Sheeta. And now, somewhere along the line, welcome, Ray. Somewhere along the line, Eddie Kingston, Diamante, and
LAX
were in a faction together.
Yes.
And that's interesting. I don't know, obviously this inner circle thing is going to go for a while, but there's something there at the end of that if Eddie ever wants to go manager when all this is done.
Yeah.
And if you ever want to freshen things up and have your Pride and Powerful move out and be their own thing, like the head of their own faction with a mouthpiece, and then you could have somebody else slide into that spot and kind of give both factions new blood. Not yet, but
down the line.
Correct. Okay, Paige and number 5 of the Dark Order have a match, and It was good.
It was a good little match.
There were the distractions, the normal shenanigans, and this is the story of the Dark Order we're telling as Paige brutalizes Five and pins him with a standard powerbomb. I like that. Not his finisher, not a schoolboy, a different finish on just, I'm beating this dude so brutally he can't kick out, which is cool because that's very non-wrestling.
Yeah.
To do that. Now that turns into Brody Lee and Colt Cabana coming down to stand by the other minions, and Brody offers Paige a spot in his club. Paige, of course, declines. He doesn't want to join a cult, which he says a lot like Colt's name, which I thought was well done.
I don't know, dude. I love that because it's like you can see Colt looking around. He's like, wait, are we in a cult? And like,
right?
Grayson and Uno were both just like, no, dude. No way. I saw someone say that they said to him, they're just like, they said Colt. He hates you.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's the little things, right? And it was done well. Right. And then the FTR comes out after Brody and them start to attack.
Brody leaves with Colt to make sure Colt doesn't see the fact that they're a cult.
Right.
So, and then after that, FTR comes out, and then Kenny. Then, important, the order of events.
Right.
FTR comes out.
He gets jumped. Kenny. FTR comes out. Then Kenny comes out.
Kenny barely does anything there.
Right. What on earth?
We're telling the story bit by bit.
It's going to be cleaner soon.
Yes.
Is that what we're thinking?
Yes.
Inner Circle versus Jurassic Express. Main event of the evening. Hagar and Jericho. Jungle Boy. Luchasaurus. A lot of spots. Luchasaurus with a bloody ear. Which,
oh my God, JR said something about Mike Tyson when he saw the bloody ear, and I was like, dude, that's amazing.
Okay, they wind up. Serpentico hits Luchasaurus with a bat. That turns into a code breaker. What do you know? The beatdown afterwards, and holy cow, who would have thought Serpentico was actually Sammy
this whole time?
Wow,
that's the swerve.
Who saw that was coming? A beatdown ensues, and then the best friends come out, and Orange the best friends run out.
Yes.
Orange strolls.
Yes.
A little more on brand than what we had last week. I thought the last match was not a great match. I thought the storytelling around it was spot on.
I'll agree with that.
Similar to, I enjoyed what Cage did. I enjoyed what Paige did.
Yes, but
the whole package of the story we told in that period was very, very good. And we're going through with Inner Circle versus your best friends Orange Cassidy. We're also, Cody is killing it right now in this role as I'm taking all comers. We have a Warhorse on the way. Guys, if you like wrestling, let's watch this. Everybody's been calling for Warhorse versus Cody, open challenge, and we're going to get it this week. So
if you love 80s metal throwbacks mixed with Ultimate Warrior,
the Warhorse is your guy. And
that's your guy.
If you're going to take the time to want something to happen, then when they give it to you, you got to watch it.
Yeah.
Support what you've said you wanted.
Yes.
You gave me what I wanted, I should watch it. Yeah. That's how that works.
And Warhorse rules ass, dude.
And hey, that is another Sting callback because that comes from Ready to Rumble, the greatest wrestling movie of all time. Love it. Okay, so where are we going?
You're not gonna let us talk about that. We're just gonna.
No, we're good.
Yeah,
okay.
No, we said all we needed to do. Sting's in the movie.
Yes, callback Sting. Okay, New Japan Pro Wrestling.
So everything else is just forgiven.
There is an evil reign.
All the pain.
What are the directions we're going in? Is there more stuff to watch this weekend?
There was something this morning.
You want to talk about some of this?
No, I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it. What was it? What was it on?
It was actually the Evil Hiromu match. It was Evil Hiromu, Yujiro versus Okada, El Desperado versus Shingo.
Yes.
I did not get the opportunity to watch it because I had to watch Impact this morning, but I've heard it was good.
Right. I'm going to probably watch it here in a little bit, and it sounds like a great card.
Yeah. Like, it's so soon, too. I didn't know it was this morning until I, like, woke up and saw...
They set up the rivalry last week, right?
Yeah, it's been fast.
Yeah, okay, good. Well, you know
mean,
what? Why not?
They're making up a lot of lost time.
Absolutely.
This was Sengoku Lord, which is an event that they usually have. But I don't know.
But the other events probably were pushed back, and this has stayed right on track, and so we get bang, bang, bang right in a row. And if you're going to have a new world champion, let's let him
breathe,
wrestle,
Absolutely.
show us what he's got, do some things. And we've thought all along that this could set up for the styles could contrast in a way that'll be really enjoyable. So we'll probably get. Do we know if there's an event next weekend?
Not off the top of my head. No.
We'll probably get to kind of talk about this a little more in depth next weekend after we watch it.
Yeah.
And where do you see it at?
NJPWworld.com. You can subscribe for, it's about $10 a month. At this point in the month, wait until August 1st. Just because you get billed for a whole month, even if you only use it for 6 days. Because they have billing first of every month.
Okay.
In Japan. So make sure
So if you were to register today, you pay twice.
Yeah, you pay for like 6 days and then pay again.
Okay.
So just wait until the 1st.
Okay. Which is, let me look at something real quick.
It's like
Sorry,
7 days away.
I'm going to check my calendar real quick. So if you were to watch that on Saturday morning, you could listen to us talk about it on Sunday morning.
Yes.
And that would be great for all of us. We'd all be in tune. If you don't watch a lot of New Japan, you want to ask us about it or comment on it, hit us on the Twitter machine, Facebook page, or wherever you want to hit us. And this has been a wonderful week of wrestling for us. For Ray, who brought this thing home. For Jared, from EKP. Go Home Heat Production, copyright 2020, Ray?
Just leave.
Go home.
Go home.
You're not welcome here.
Go home.
He's kidding. Of course you're welcome here.